Get ready to embark on an astronomical adventure like never before. Join us as we unveil the awe-inspiring world of NASA's 10 largest telescopes, where cutting-edge technology merges with the boundless expanse of the universe. From colossal observatories that peer into the depths of time to space telescopes that capture breathtaking cosmic imagery, this is your ticket to witness the mind-boggling wonders that lie millions of light years away. Brace yourself for a journey that will ignite your imagination, expand your horizons, and leave you spellbound by the majesty of our cosmos. Welcome to the Gateway of the Stars, where the universe reveals its most captivating secrets through NASA's extraordinary telescopic marvels. Here are the 10 largest telescopes. 10. Planck. The largest space telescope in orbit is the Planck Observatory. The instrument was launched in 2009 alongside the Herschel Space Observatory on an Ariane 5 European rocket. The ESA-controlled observatory measures nearly 14 feet wide and has a payload of 205 kilograms. The Planck Observatory orbited at the second Lagrange point, L2, and observed the earliest cosmic microwaves. The instrument was used to map the first light in the universe, as well as dark matter and dark energy. When the observatory returned its all-sky map in 2013, researchers were able to estimate a more accurate age of the universe. 9. CoRoT. The space telescope CoRoT, which stands for Convection, Rotation, and Planetary Transits, was a joint project between the French CNES and ESA. The telescope was launched on a Russian Soyuz 2 rocket, which handles many of the world's small to medium launch payloads. CoRoT, which started its missions in 2006, comes in 7 by 13 feet and weighs about 626 kilograms. The French telescope monitored objects on the visible wavelength spectrum to search for extrasolar planets, which are any planet within another solar system beyond ours. In 2008, CoRoT returned data suggesting it had discovered the smallest exoplanet in history. Upon further review, the object could have also been a brown dwarf star. CoRoT had a mission timeline of up to 4 years. The Space Telescope continued observing exoplanets for over 3 years past its timeline and was decommissioned in 2014. CoRoT was lowered into orbit and burnt up in the atmosphere. 8. Herschel Space Observatory. The larger of the pair of instruments that the ESA launched in 2009, Herschel Space Observatory makes up the 8th largest space telescope. The observatory was sent to L2 alongside Planck, launching from the Guiana Space Center in French Guiana. Herschel is only slightly bigger than its partner, measuring 25 by 13 feet and weighing just under 317 kilograms. Upon reaching L2 for its missions, the European Space Observatory was the largest infrared telescope at the time. Observing wavelengths from 55 to 672 researchers used Herschel to search for water in comets and distant space clouds. The observatory's IR technology also allowed it to peer through obstructions to see the early formations of stars. 7. Kepler Space Telescope. In 2009, NASA launched the Kepler Space Telescope into heliocentric orbit. The instrument launched on a Delta Air rocket from Cape Canaveral and started its mission only 5 days later. Kepler is denser than our previous telescopes, with dimensions of 15 by 9 feet and a weight of 1,052 kilograms. Kepler Space Telescope is another instrument that monitors the visible light spectrum. It allowed NASA to observe exoplanets alongside the CNES CoRoT. Kepler specifically searched for planets within the habitable zones of distant stars in hopes of finding objects similar to Earth. NASA's Earth-trailing space telescope returned data for nearly 10 years, well beyond its 3.5-year mission timeframe. Kepler's reaction control system fuel ran out in 2018, and the instrument was decommissioned. 6. Neil Gehrels Swift Observatory. The 6th largest space telescope, also the first to still actively send back information. NASA launched the Neil Gehrels Swift Observatory in 2004 on a Delta Air rocket. The instrument measures 18 feet square and weighs over 1,470 kilograms. NASA commissioned the observatory, formerly called Swift Gamma Ray Burst Explorer, to study gamma rays, but it's also capable of examining X-rays, ultraviolet, and visible light. Researchers used the Neil Gehrels Swift Observatory to look for the universe's most powerful explosions. The observatory has returned spectacular results, having caught the longest known afterglow of an explosion, lasting 125 days in 2007. 5. Spitzer Space Telescope. The Spitzer Space Telescope begins to define the line of the truly largest space telescopes in orbit. The smallest of NASA's proposed Great Observatories program, Spitzer launched a Delta AI rocket in 2004 from Cape Canaveral. The instrument has a 3-foot diameter primary mirror and weighs nearly 900 kilos. Spitzer is one of 4 powerful telescopes that set out to observe as much of the wavelength spectrum as possible. Equipped with sensitive infrared cameras, the instrument set out to analyze the most distant cosmic objects. While its companion observatories have historically overshadowed it, Spitzer was the first tool to discover the location of an exoplanet. The Space Telescope had a mission timeframe of a little over 5 years. However, researchers continued to collect data from Spitzer for well over 16 years, only decommissioning it in favor of its successor, the James Webb Space Telescope. NASA terminated communications with the instrument in January 2020. 4. Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope. After NASA's premier Gamma Ray Telescope failed, the space agency set out to develop a new one. The Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope launched in 2008 on a Delta AI rocket orbiting the Earth. While not as large as its predecessor, Fermi is still massive. The instrument comes in at 9 by 8 feet, features solar wings that expand 15 feet in length, and has a launch mass of 4,303 kilos. Fermi's gamma ray instruments allow it to see the most aggressive wavelengths in the universe and examine objects such as dark matter, black holes, and pulsars. The huge telescope went right to work, quickly discovering some of the largest gamma ray sources in the galaxy, as well as the largest gamma ray burst ever recorded. 3. Chandra X-ray Observatory. The third instrument of the Great Observatories program, Chandra, launched into geocentric orbit in 1999. The Space Observatory climbed into space upon Space Shuttle Columbia from the Kennedy Space Center. Considered a flagship-class telescope, Chandra measures 45 by 64 feet and weighs 954 kilos. The observatory does its part in observing the various wavelengths, focusing on X-ray astronomy. Chandra's equipment allows it to capture the energy produced from incredibly hot matter, such as emissions from quasars and particles sucked into black holes. The observatory has sent back incredible data, including the first X-ray images of Mars. Chandra continues its orbit around the Earth, having surpassed its 5-year life expectancy nearly 5 times. 2. James Webb Space Telescope. The second largest space telescope is also the newest. The James Webb Space Telescope launched in December 2021 on an Ariane 5 rocket from Guiana Space Center in French Guiana. The instrument comes in at 66 by 46 feet with a sun shield the size of a tennis court and weighs roughly 6,500 kilos. James Webb is equipped with several infrared instruments capable of observing wavelengths from 0.6 to 28.3 millimeters. The tools allow it to carry out 4 mission objectives, which include peering through thick clouds of space dust. The telescope also has the range to view farther back into the life of the universe than ever before. The James Webb Space Telescope launched into L2 over 1 million miles from Earth. The telescope has a mission timeframe of about 5 years, after which it will slowly float into space. 1. Hubble Space Telescope. Starting its missions as early as 1990, the Hubble Space Telescope is the largest still in orbit. The instrument launched on the Space Shuttle Discovery from the Kennedy Space Center. The second largest of the Great Observatories program, Hubble, measures 43 by 14 feet and weighs nearly 12,246 kilos. The Hubble Space Telescope uses a variety of tools that view ultraviolet, infrared, and visible light. It uses its equipment to view as far as 13.4 billion light-years deep into space. The historic telescope is also known for its stunning cosmic imagery, which has inspired people around the world to aspire toward space exploration. Originally planned to last about 15 years, Hubble continues to collect data 32 years after its launch. NASA plans to decommission the space telescope in the early 2030s. As we embark on a breathtaking journey through the realm of space exploration, the 10 largest NASA telescopes stand tall as beacons of our insatiable thirst for knowledge and our unwavering desire to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos.